I need to make a damn book. Come on now. Just the adventures of Captain Bitch Tits and Law Pope.
Dude, just do a 24-page book, and on each page is a different picture of your balls in costume. Like one of them's got like the mustache, a gentleman hat. And, well, you'd have to turn the balls, like you'd turn the picture upside down and have a gentleman hat. It'd be like a lumpy head or whatever, little mustache and a monocle and shit.
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, God. $1 million backing. I'd throw that in Anna's face. Samantha says, Rekieta, what do you think about the 150 million lawsuits against Dave Ramsey? Do you think it's fraud? What, not saying he's been paid by the company?
It kind of depends. So I saw the news of the lawsuit and I went, because Dave Ramsey kind of pisses me off. Like, I know he helps people or whatever, but here's in the lawsuit, it was revealed. Listen to this. So if you don't know what was happening, there's a guy who is paying Dave Ramsey to sell a service, right? And advertise his service. Now, his service is, I will get you out of your timeshares. Oh. And so people call this guy up and they start paying him thousands and thousands of dollars, and he's supposed to get them out of their timeshares. Now, what they allege, I don't know, what they allege is that when they would call up his company to get help, they're like, well, you have to start the process. And then they call up for more help later and they're like, well, send more money. And then when they send more money, they're like, well, you need to call and renegotiate your contract with them. We'll give you tips on how to do it. But they weren't getting people actually out of the timeshare contracts. So they feel like they were defrauded by that guy. Now, the allegation in the complaint against Dave Ramsey is that tons of people emailed Dave Ramsey and said, hey, this is a scam. This guy fucking scammed me out of it. So they're giving him notice. Now, I put notice in quotes because notice is a legal term with a legal meaning. It's not the common understanding of notice. There's a legal version of notice when you are suddenly under a duty at that point. I don't know if he's got there. I'm not analyzing this at the moment, but they say he was aware of this scam. And not only did he ignore those scams and keep the scam notice and keep advertising, he would actively scream at and like shit on people who said that the guy was fucking him over. And that might be what does Dave Ramsey in. And it's one of the reasons I don't like Dave Ramsey. Because someone will call up and be like, Dave, man, I got $24,000 in credit card debt and I got a mortgage. He's like, why, you fucking dummy? You should pay for everything in cash. It's like, well, you make $10 million a year. It's easy to pay for everything in cash when you make $10 million a year. And as an example, this motherfucker was getting paid. How much do you think he was getting paid for the ad spots for this service? A month. Just like throw a dart and I'll tell you, it's insane how much money he's making per month on these ad spots. What would you guess?
$250,000.
$450,000 a month.
Jesus.
From one advertiser. Dave Ramsey's making 450 bills a month. And so like when I would hear him shit on people on their spending habits or using some form of credit, he's like, no credit ever. You got to get rid of all credit. You can't use credit. I'm like, motherfucker, it's not 1987 anymore. Like people, you almost have to use credit to get anything. And you actually have to use a little credit to build that credit score. So I already kind of don't like Dave Ramsey. Most people who like have any attachment to the normie financial industry kind of hate him because we're like, no, credit can be an excellent tool if people are properly advised on how to use it, if they're coached on it, and if they're disciplined. Credit can be a wonderful thing. You can borrow low and you can invest in higher return stuff. It's abrogation. That's what fucking banks do to you. You can do it back. And as you grow, anyone with tons of money will tell you credit is beautiful. You can watch any number of Instagram reels about rather than taking your $100,000 and investing it or whatever, you borrow using that $100,000 as several down payments. You buy a bunch of houses, you turn them into Airbnbs. They pay for themselves in like 3 years, plus giving you a profit. And then you keep going and keep using credit to buy more and more. You can build a fucking empire. Anyway, I'm spamming this, but the long and short is, I don't know the merits of the case. I don't know if they've got a claim on Dave Ramsey. I got to read through it. But that motherfucker kind of has it coming because he's kind of a cunt to people. And I just fucking like, I'm fine with being a cunt to people, but when someone comes in like Dave, we fell on hard times. We had to use credit. And he's like, you fucking asshole. Why would you use credit? Credit fucked you over worse. It's like, well, I lost my job for 8 months and I had to feed my kids. Like, well, you should have sucked dick behind the Arby's for $20 a day. And you could have fed them then at the Arby's while you were sucking dick twice. Like, that guy just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Fucking pissed me off.
Dude, every time I would hear clips of Dave Ramsey, I'm just like, ugh. Like every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so silly. It's so silly. And some of the people that call in are pretty dumb though. They're like,
oh yeah.
They're like, we have 200 grand in credit card debt. And I'm like, why? Like, what did you buy? And it's literally just fucking shit. They just bought shit. Just shit.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think? What were you thinking? So
of course they did. But it's like they did it though. Like they did that. And now they're like, we need your help. Like we acknowledge that your system is better than the way we're living, and we're trying to do it. And he's like, well, you're such a fucking idiot. Well, he doesn't swear at him because he's a good Christian investment guy. And, I also hate that. I hate that fucking grift. I hate it so much. I hate that. Well, I'm a Christian investment advisor. I'm unlicensed. I'm giving financial advice all over the fucking country, completely unlicensed, but I'm Christian, so it's okay. And you should listen to me because it's Christ-centered. As this man is extracting tens of millions of dollars from people. Anyway.
Shocking.
I could bitch about Dave Ramsey for days. I'm just going to let it go.